and we are live at JTH Construction Studio with Porch Time and some soccer guys in here tonight. We'll pull this down so they don't get nervous. They're all nervous tonight for some reason, even Willie. Willie, why are you nervous?
I'm never nervous.
Welcome, Porch Time. We're live at JTH Construction Studio, where tonight we've got the MHS soccer gentlemen in studio and Coach Willy Spina. We will get to them momentarily. I got to talk about my sponsors. Set my phone up. All right. American Basement Solutions, Mr. Larry Ralph Sr., 1-877-409-2837. With all the rain we've got in the last few days, get a hold of Larry. Fathom Real Estate, Teresa Messmer, 765-341-8911. Get a hold of Teresa Messmer for all your real estate needs. Wellspring, that's Bob Goodrum's group. Take care of a lot of the homeless people in town. 765-346-6661. Kids Comfort System, is it comfortable in?
It is.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm laughing at Cameron's grandparents are watching. They just wanted to know that they're watching.
That's good. How you doing, Linda? What's up, Mike? I like it when people. Kids Comfort System can give Kelly Stidd a call at 765-346-0195. Get one of these ductless units like I've got behind me. It is nice in here. Livewire Electrical Consulting with Tommy Walls, 765-792-4012. Wayman's Furniture Appliance and Mattress. Give Mr. Mark Wayman a call at 765-3424. Jason Huff, hello from Mooresville. 342-4339. The Yard Barber, Mr. Andrew Payton, 765-318-4108. Let's not forget our ladies out at Hometown Nutrition, 765-315-0738. Protein shakes, iced coffee, boosted teas and smoothies. Logan's Cosmos, 765-318-3388. Greek Creek, Cedar Creek, coming up. I don't think the next concert is until August 26th. Made in America, Toby Keith Tribute Band. I'll be there for that. And the Wimbley's Rock Orchestra. If you've not seen them, you should go. Always a good time out at Cedar Creek. A couple golf outings we want to talk about. I think Willie's going to be in both. One is the 2023 Martinsville Neighbors Golf Scramble, Wednesday, August 16th, 1 p.m. out at Foxcliff. And then the John D. Randall Memorial Foundation Golf Outing. This is Mike doing it for his son. October 7th at 12:30 out at Foxcliff. Give Mike a call. They need team sponsors. I need more sponsors. Just pay the bill. Now, we had the girls team in here last week, and they brought it. So I'm hoping Jason, we should have had Jason in here tonight, too. I should have had you last week and him in here with us. Why are you laughing, man? They brought it.
Because I was heckling them the whole time while it was on. I came on and won.
Big boys in the house. There we go.
That's Coach Stringer. That's our assistant, but he's on his way to Florida. So.
All right. How you doing, Larry? How you doing, Jeff, Marcy, Joanne, DB, Ebony? What's going on? Mike Minty. All right, Mr. Willy Spina, head coach boys soccer team. How you doing, Willie?
Fantastic. How you doing, Kevin?
You know that. Soccer season. Let's go, boys. Kyle Porter. Soccer season approaches, as is football and everything else. Fall sports are in full swing. How long you been practicing? And tell us a little bit about the turf you got.
So we start second week of summer. It's the first week of June. So we've been going for a while. We actually were kind of talking about that today. This is kind of the hardest week there is, just because school starts back up. We've been practicing for 2 months basically, and haven't really done much game wise. Everybody just is ready to play.
So you're ready. You're itching.
Yeah, everybody's just ready to go. But the turf looks fantastic. I got little things to touch up here and there, but we don't have a home game till the second week of our season. So not next week, but the following week. So I got some time to get that ready for us, but we're really excited for it.
Now, we haven't introduced the boys yet, but we will. I'm going to ask you guys all: is it quicker on the turf or natural grass? So what are we talking 40 wise? I could run on the turf.
Well, you're not running any faster, Kevin. It's the ball moves faster.
Speeds pick up on turf. All speeds, ball and human. So man, he's rude. Okay. What weren't you the one that asked us the hardest? He asked us a question in one of our shows we do with all the guys in there. He gave us a hypothetical. What's harder, kicking a ball through a soccer net or hitting a fastball?
So that whole question started with our friends, and it started with hitting a home run compared to scoring a goal, which
basically
those aren't the same level of success in your sports.
400 foot,
right?
And
so then we started changing it to making contact with just a fastball when you know it's coming, or scoring a goal in a professional game.
I'm going to ask all these guys this question, but you were like adamant about no way that we could kick a soccer ball through the goal with a good.
No, not you. Not people that don't play soccer.
Wow.
I'm thinking about when you're trying to. You only score. You only score.
FIFA.
You only score 2 or 3 times a game. And that's with people who have played soccer who are trying to score.
I saw a girl kick one of the stands the other day.
That's it's not as easy as it looks.
Go to break. Anyway, you want to introduce the team?
Yeah, so starting next to you, there are 2 seniors, Cam Wolf and Luke Gamble. Then on my side of the table, there's another senior, Martin Barco. Next to him in blue is Diego Jimenez, is a junior. And then next to me is Sean McDougall, another junior. So there's a lot of our upperclassmen. We're actually a pretty young team. We only have 4 seniors. Our junior class is big too, but we got a lot of sophomores that play. So this is kind of part of our upperclassmen that have been around here for a while.
How many guys play on the team?
So we have 31 players, but that's
31.
That is for we had a JV and varsity. It's just like football. We've talked about this, Kevin. You might be putting on a show, but
work with me.
There are 11 people on the field.
I'm like, we've talked about this, Willie. Let's move on. We'll be on in 8 minutes. Hey, thanks for coming, guys.
There are 11 players that play on the field, so that 31.
I don't cut him any slack. I don't know about you guys.
That 31 gives us plenty of subs for varsity and JV at this point, so which is good.
Up or down from previous years?
Down from last year, but up in general. There wasn't a JV team. So this is my 3rd year as the head coach. We've had a JV team all 3 years, and there wasn't a full JV team probably for 6 or 7 years prior to that at least.
There's going to be another cash moment. Talk to state championship coaches have been in here, Mr. Moore from Center Grove and Ron Colley coach, everybody. And to a man, they each have a program that feeds the football system. And for soccer now, we have the YMCA.
Correct.
Did all you guys get a chance to play in the YMCA soccer program here in town? See, that's big.
Now they haven't been playing.
Corey's on it. Corey knows.
Look at that, Martin. You're famous.
In the house.
But
we're gonna get to him in a minute because I want to hear the whole story.
All of these guys probably started at the Y, I would guess, when they were young, but they all play club soccer too. So
we did discuss club soccer.
Yeah. So they didn't play in the Y as they got older, but they did start
travel ball. Basically.
Correct.
Yeah, the YMCA soccer. I think it's a must for the program to continue and to improve. I imagine these other schools that win, they even have bigger, stronger competition at lower levels than we got now. But it's a start. In 1985, when I graduated, we didn't play soccer. We played soccer in 8th grade with Mr. Imge, and it was pretty much pick the ball up.
That was the PE teacher, guys, just so you know.
Let's pick the ball up and smoke whoever got the ball. It was football without the pads. That was the fun stuff. All right, let's. You want to talk to the boys? Can I ask them some questions?
I don't know how much answers you're gonna get.
First of all, before we get to them, what do you think of the new field? Now that we're doing this again, how close is it being ready? 100%, almost. Has the scoreboard gone up on the football field yet? And do you guys get to use that scoreboard?
So that scoreboard on the football field, no, it's just there. But it's about done. It should be done probably. I'm not sure on timeline on that. Same with our field. The field itself's basically 100% done. They got to put the goals together still. There's some things around the outside that they're doing and just to clean up a little bit. But the field, like we've been on the field this week practicing because the field is done.
I'm surprised you didn't get a bubble put over it. You guys could play indoor, outdoor, or anything you wanted. Next year, maybe.
Might be the next step.
Now, you got bleachers, right? If someone wants to come.
Oh, yeah, there's bleachers.
I mean, but it's just in an awkward spot. I've never been back that way. And I admit I've not been to a soccer match.
We still call them games, probably. They're matches, but we're
on
in
the pitch.
People in America usually say soccer field and games. Rest of the world says pitch and match, but it's okay.
What do we say? Field and games?
Yeah, we're pretty American
here.
County.
Yeah, we stick to the simple stuff. No, I told Mr. Dillbone that I would like to come, go live at a game or two, and same thing with you guys. It's something we've not done. A lot of running. Not built for running. I did that in the Army, and then once I got out, I checked that off the list. No more running. So, would love to come watch you guys play, support the team. It's a game that W in.
I unfortunately I wish they played Mooresville at home because I think that would be a good one to come do.
That's
the
kind of your rival.
Yeah, Morgan County rival and everything, but we'll find one. There's a couple other ones we can do.
If not, you know what? We can leave before the end of the game. We're up. Gotta go. No. All right, let's do some introductions. Let's start with the state champion down here. Will you introduce him to us and tell us a little bit about him?
Oh, his name is Martin Barco. I've been in the program long enough that I've coached these guys since they've started in the high school program. But he pretty well-rounded athlete. You know, he's a better runner than he's a soccer player, and he's a heck of a soccer player. So that says a lot. He's got some visits coming up for running. Some big time visits, like from some everybody knows these schools. It's not some small schools or anything. You know, he's going.
Well, you don't beat the greatest runner in the state in the meet and then not get offers. I mean, they had that guy from Carmel winning every. I mean, they pretty much gave him the gold in the Olympic.
Did he get second or third? He got third, didn't he?
What?
The state. On the state
he
meet.
got third.
He got third,
Yeah,
right? That's what I thought. So somebody else beat him too.
He won the 3,200 after though.
He did.
So.
Okay.
Wow.
But I
don't
did
take anything from the kid from Carmel.
no,
The meeting was all over it. Like it was a big shock. I'm like,
yeah,
our kids train just as hard. I'm sure.
He one of the hardest workers I've ever met. The kids around here can attest to that. That he is on a strict program here where he trains really hard and he does a really good job with it. I did some tutoring with him, and I mean, he just works hard.
Tutoring on the running.
he knows a little more than I do about the
running. Can we do a bet here on distance running between you? Come on.
No.
Actually, I had an older brother that ran for Martinsville cross country, and he was exceptional. And he ended up going to the semi-state. And used to do the cross country semi-state was at Columbus North.
Yeah.
And he stepped in a rut. Him and this big kid from Monroe.
Is this Joe's dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Big kid from Monroe. Him. They won like the sectionals first and second, and then the next level first and second, and they're like 1 and 2 in the state. And he steps in a rut and pulls like muscles off his rib cage. So he was pretty much done for running. They told him not to run like ever again. He joins the Navy. After 2 years, he started running again. So I know a little bit about running because we would drop him off at the forestry, and we lived north of town, and he would run home along the highway. I'm staying in the car. So, yeah, a lot of training goes into that, and all you guys, the running you guys have to do. Let me ask you this: when you train to run, are you training more for soccer or more for the running aspect of it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I think when I train on the running portion, like specifically for cross-country practice or track practice, I'm training for track practice, but it wasn't always the case. Freshman, sophomore year, I was running so I could stay in shape and hopefully second half of the soccer game be able to beat the kids on the line because I would play winger, and it would kind of like...
You're speaking Chinese to him, basically, when you say that.
Like on the outside
from Urban Cowboys.
On the outside of the field, and like I would be able to run around him because I was in better shape.
So you're on the offensive end or the defensive end?
Offensive end.
So he's a striker.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, I want him to score goals, yes.
Mr. Dillbone said they were strikers last week.
No, that is one position, but the position he's talking about, strikers more central, wingers on the outside. We're playing a different formation this year, though. Anyway, we don't have wingers, so.
Oh, so it's a striker.
Sure, that's it.
There'll be a test after this.
Yes.
So, let me ask you this: how many years have you playing soccer?
Probably around 14 or 15.
14 or 15.
14 or 15. I've played for pretty much the same amount as all these guys. We've all played
so you guys have all
our
played
whole
together
lives.
pretty much off and on.
Yep.
A lot of
good.
Camden and Martin were on the same club team this past season, right? So I mean, they've been playing together. Oh yeah, and Diego. Good point. Yeah, all three of them were on the same club team this past year too. Which is nice.
All right, we'll move it next. What is your name again? And how many years have you been playing soccer?
My name's Diego. I've been playing for about 13, 14 years.
Same.
Yeah.
What's your position?
Left wing back.
So that's the new positions that we have now because we're playing a different formation.
3 weeks ago, I had you in here, and you told me the positions. And none of
I'm a
the
general.
and X formation and Y and the flying wedge from the
flying V from Mighty Ducks. Yeah. So we're incorporating that.
None of that was in place when you were in here 3 weeks ago.
Things
You
change.
changed it up.
Things change.
Are we giving away secrets
No.
other schools don't need to know?
No, it doesn't matter. I'm never big on that. They can. People look down on us all the time. Anyway, I tell them this all the time.
Really?
Oh, we played in a summer tournament at Mooresville. Have we played in that when I came and talked? I can't remember.
No.
I don't think so. So that's kind of why things have changed already because we tried a couple formations out in that tournament. But we played. Preseason rankings came out yesterday or the day before.
Are you ranked?
No, but we'll get there. I'm serious. We'll get there. But it's a coach's poll, so we have to get respect from other people. That's the hard part.
Facebook page, I'll light it up tonight.
But we played in this tournament at Mooresville. We played Zionsville, Brownsburg, and Avon. And Zionsville and Brownsburg are both top 7 in the state preseason rankings. And Zionsville beat us 2-0, which isn't bad.
Right.
Martin wasn't there. Some other stuff. I mean, not bad at all. And he commented after the game, he goes, we expected to just roll over you guys coming into this. And so I'm just saying, like, that's the view that we get all the time.
So it wasn't very much a friendly, as they call it.
Can you tell he, like, read a little book of soccer words before this started and he's just trying to throw them in?
I played FIFA. And I built my own guys where they just, it's like Urlacher running down the field.
But I always tell them embrace the underdog role. But we're at the point where we had a really good season last year. We were 11-6. We beat a lot of teams that we hadn't beaten in a few years because we play basically the same schedule every year. That teams they're not going to be a surprise when they play us this year. But that's okay. There's still that upper level, that upper echelon. So like the Zionsvilles, the Brownsburgs, like those teams are always the perennial top 10 powers. Like those kind of schools when they play us are never expecting a game. It's kind of like when we go, like if we were to play a lower level opponent, kind of how we view that. And we're that middle, like right now, people view us in that middle level. That upper level still looks at us like, man, like we're gonna roll over them. But
whatever.
That I love that because I love the underdog. I mean, I'm a 5'9", 140 when I graduated high school.
So when they play Purdue, in their basketball.
I didn't. Because that was a couple years ago. So I was gonna say you're talking about Fairleigh Dickinson, because I did not, obviously, because I had Purdue winning it all.
Yes,
Caleb's probably not listening tonight.
Right? Where's the tick? I don't think we've ever paid up on Joe anyway.
No, we need to take him to.
How many goals you got? How many goals you scored last year?
3.
3. Diego?
1.
1. You know what? Just one more than I got. So it's not easy. Is what the coach says. So all right, let's stick to this side of the room over here. What's your name and how long you been playing?
I'm Sean McDougal, and I've probably been playing for about 12 to 13 years.
12 to 13 years. What position?
Mine's kind of up in the air right now. It's probably either.
You know what? You could say on the slot back and be like, okay. Sounds good.
Either attacking mid or probably winger, I think. I got no clue.
What grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
Junior. What grade are you guys in?
I'm a senior.
I'm a junior.
Junior. So, are you going to drop the news tonight for the kid? Tell him what position he's in tonight? Or we going to wait till game time, Coach?
We've already had discussions.
It's like Moneyball.
He's like the utility guy. You know what I mean? Like you put him in different positions where we need you at the time.
So he can play multiple positions. He's athlete on the athlete next to his name.
We talk about this all the time. We put these guys, Coach Stringer and I put these guys where we think helps the team the best because we're team oriented. That's kind of why if you listen, none of these guys, well, they're defenders, so they have less goals over there on the other side of the table. But
this is all your offense guys.
But I did some stat, like I put together like a stat book, like a historical stat book for Martinsville soccer in the off season here this year, and
it's pretty short.
What?
Pretty short book.
It's been around. It's only been around since '99, so it wasn't that hard
That's
to put it.
what I meant.
Yeah, I hope. But we had 16 different players score a goal last year. So like the amount of goals we scored was, upper level of the amount of Martinsville teams that have played. Like we were in the upper half, but we had 16 different players score a goal. So we didn't have a bunch of people scoring. Like we didn't have one player score 25 goals, which when you look at the top teams, usually that's what they do. They have one.
Yeah, but I mean that's an oddity.
No, but that's what I'm saying is I like that because we're not worried about individual stuff. We're always worried about
team first.
Yeah, us doing well. There's that Michigan coach has that big speech, the team, you know what I'm talking like.
Which Michigan coach?
Football coach. Bo
Schembeckler?
Yes, that's who I'm talking about.
Surprised you remember that. All right, before we get to defense, I gotta ask you a question about the field. Love it.
You really hung up on the field. What?
I mean, because if we're gonna go live, I don't want to sound like a complete idiot. I know. So
that's an oxymoron at that point. So that's
wait till the next sports show. Pre-game sports show, by the way. Can the defense players go across the midfield?
Yes. So it's not some weird rule like that. They could go wherever they want. We could have all 10 field players. So when I say field players, we don't include the goalkeeper and the
11 guys on the field. The goalie stays in the crease.
Right, but he can go wherever he wants to. Technically,
hockey term.
It's box. That's okay though for us. But once, like I said, anybody can go anywhere, but we don't count the goalie as a field player, so there's 10 field players. Anybody can go wherever they want, but it doesn't make any sense because if you had everybody on the attack, the second you lost the ball, it would be a dead sprint back to try to, it'd just be a complete transition where you're just trying to keep
But
it.
if you got like the fastest guy in the state,
It still doesn't work that way.
I mean,
The ball in the air moves faster than Martin. I promise. Like when somebody kicks it, like it goes a little bit faster.
We haven't tested that.
man's got a point.
That's true. But no, they can go wherever they want.
Hill at one winger, and you had Justin Jefferson at the other, and said kick it and see who would run down there with the ball, hit the ground first, where they get to it. It'd be close, wouldn't it? Those guys can fly.
Well, if you're just saying
Ocho
nobody,
could play.
if you're just saying nobody's on the field and he's just running in a straight line where he's not worried about hitting, it's different.
Chad Johnson could play soccer though too.
Yeah, his name's not Chad Johnson anymore though. It's Ocho Cinco.
Yeah, he could play.
They both scored goals by the way too. So defenders can score goals too, and they
We're
have.
gonna get to him.
They have.
I wondered why some of these guys that do play professional football or basketball haven't transitioned over and played soccer.
Because it's not as easy as it looks.
But some of them have soccer background,
Right.
And I'm like, dude, it would just be, it would expose them. You know what I mean? They're an athlete at what they do, but when you put them on the field with professionals, I think that's the biggest difference. It'd be like putting a soccer player on the football field.
It'd be
He can
different.
run all
Right.
day, maybe play defensive back, but the minute someone lights him up, he's like, go back to the pitch.
Right. There's a difference between putting a like. I feel like a lot of because the college football players or college basketball players go play tight end in the NFL. Like that happen. That's not going to happen with soccer. Like you're not just because you're really, really, really. I feel like baseball's kind of the same way
These
too.
are
Like
everyday questions from normal fans.
that's what. Like a lot of times you can't be a really good athlete and just be good at baseball. There's more to it than just being a really good athlete.
I agree with that.
Soccer's the same way. There are certain positions in football, obviously, that I think helps just being athletic. Like there's Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates,
Kittle.
Like there's people who just go play basketball in college, but they're like, I'm going to go be tight end. You can't tell. Like obviously, LeBron James could go be a tight end or something in the NFL too. Well,
Right.
could have. He's probably a little aged now, but
My biggest thing is any goalies. You guys play goalie? My biggest thing is you could put someone like Hakeem or Mutombo or someone like that in goalie.
no.
The wingspan alone, they're covering half the net.
Yeah, I know, but they have their arm out here, and you kick it, and it takes them 10 years to get their arm down.
See, I can't. No, I just.
That's fine. That's what I'm saying.
That's the argument we were having last time.
That's what It's different. Goalie's not having
We're
good.
gonna go live at the field one of these
That's
days.
what, having good eye-hand coordination doesn't make you a good goalie per se.
Really?
No.
Having good hand-eye
Because you don't.
doesn't make you a good
99% of the time when you're saving the ball, you're not catching it. Like it's not just a straight. Like
goalie. You're tipping it.
you're trying to get your body. Like a lot of times, you're just trying to get your body in front of it. So you don't have to necessarily be really good. Like obviously, you need to be. Like you want to be at the high level.
Coordination be
It's definitely helpful.
or
I'm just saying,
quick,
like,
quick reaction muscles.
yes, that's more.
It's a must.
Which is why I'm saying those big 7-footers would be horrible at goalie because they're not quick.
Yeah.
Now the new 7-footers, maybe some of
I
them,
was gonna say.
because some of them can move a little bit better.
What's the newest guy they got from overseas? That guy's.
Well, I don't know though. Still, it's still his arms like takes 10 years to get. He's just so big.
yeah, he's just a kid.
Victor.
Not much older than what we got in
I know,
the room right
that's-
now.
That's weird.
And he's a billionaire. Oh,
That's all right.
hate to be him.
That's
Anyway,
his life
let's
sucks.
move to defense.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen, either one. Who's first? What's your name? How long you been playing? What grade you in?
My name's Luke Gamble.
There you go.
I'm a senior, and I've been playing for about 12, 13 years.
And what position do you play?
Center back, defense.
Center back.
That's like captain of the defense. If that helps. That's like
It's
main.
strong safety back.
Sure.
Like Troy Polamalu or something.
Sure. I was more like, it's hard because there's the comparison. He's like the last man back besides the keeper, but I would say more like a middle linebacker. That's like on defense, just
Really?
because more of a actual leader.
Did any of you guys play football? Or do you? All right, name, position.
My name's Camden Wolf. I play defense as well.
What's your position?
Center back. Center back, outside back.
And what grade you in?
I'm a senior.
Senior.
To kind of add on to give them some praise here. So with that record, but we gave up 20 goals last season. We played 17 games. That's pretty good.
Just
So-
a little over one a game.
Least amount of goals we ever gave up in the history of Martinsville soccer.
Really?
And there have been some really good teams. Like we got a regional championship, a few sectional championships.
We have a regional championship? Really?
Yeah.
Wasn't that?
07.
So
That's when it was.
It's
been a while.
About 10 years.
We haven't played in a sectional championship game since my senior year of high school, but we're gonna change that here soon. I promise.
Wow. How long you been coaching?
Well, if you count assistant coaching, a while.
But you got the right talent now.
Oh.
You got the right frame of mind.
The,
Do the kids believe in each other? That's the biggest thing.
So what I'm here for, I've always told them this. Their teams are way better than. So there were some 14-win seasons in there, like 14-3, like things like that back, like my high school years and a little bit before, really more before I was there. Those few years.
Playoffs.
and I tell them all the time that they're more talented than we are by a long shot. My big goal is to get them to believe in themselves and each other.
100%.
The whole team stuff, like that big picture thing, that's where I'm in, because anybody can come in here, they're going to win games because they're good. So they're going to make me look good. But the big thing is getting
That's
them
a lot of work, boys.
getting them
That is
to
a
believe
lot
in
of
each
work.
other. They give me a hard time, but if I ask them right now 3 things I say every day, what are the 3 things?
Effort, attitude, enthusiasm.
See, so this kind of camaraderie and built-in.
Effort, attitude, and enthusiasm.
Yeah. So I have some like Spina-isms, if you want to say that, I guess, and they know some things. I'm saying they know what to expect. They know what I'm going to say, and they
I'm glad Caleb and Joe are not in anyway. They're not in here.
but they've bought into it a lot, and they do a really good job. It's like I said, these are all upperclassmen, so they lead our younger guys. Our programs are going to be in good hands because of last year's class, this year's class of leadership, and like I said, we're by default going to have this will be the first time in a long time we're going to have potentially back-to-back double-digit win seasons and things like that.
That's
So
fantastic. I know I'm joking with you a lot, but I hear the same type of rhetoric from Coach Duggar. You're from here, taking a program that was at rock bottom, basically. He's not from here. And you got to get the community and the kids and everybody to believe this is our direction forward. I'm not saying we're winning the state. This is going to get us off the floor and get us in fighting position. We can at least be competitive, and from there you build. And that's what you're looking to do. And clearly, you did that last year, and the football team did that last year. Looking for big things from you guys, girls team too. And it's going to be an interesting fall, I think. And we're going to try to come out and cover you guys. I know you guys don't get a lot of pub, especially around here. That we don't. Our newspaper's non-existent. Our radio station does. We've been covering sports off and on for a while over there. Mainly football. We did football, but it's difficult for our crew to run home from work and run over to the gym and do a basketball game 3 nights a week. Tough to do. When it's soccer or football, something like that, maybe we can work it in. One night a week for football. Matter of fact, we won't be there tomorrow night. It's just, but we're going to try to get to cover at least one home game. I don't know. You get this press box or anything like that?
we do, but I wouldn't go in the press box
Why not?
because you got to climb a ladder.
What?
Don't worry about it.
What talking about?
But the whole pub thing, that's really kind of half what we're working on here. They're doing. I mean, every single kid in here. Martin was out of town running, so I don't want to lie about that. But the rest of the kids in here, and plus the other team, a lot of our team, we had our kids camp a few weeks back, and they all stay and help.
How many kids do you have at the camp?
57.
Is that the most ever?
Second most ever. We had low 60s, but it was a lot later this year, so I think that played a little bit of a role. But
Was it during the fair?
no, it wasn't. It was a little after the fair.
But a lot of people went on vacation after the fair. this
Yes,
year.
that's right. It's just right last second vacations, things like. Either way, great numbers. The WIG program's growing. These guys are, we're going to start winning a lot of games. Like I said, the big respect of getting respect from other teams in other areas. They do these things they break the state into districts in soccer. To be an all-state player, you have to make an all-district team.
Oh,
We've only had one. Last year was the first year we've had an all-district player since Urban's kid played, which is a while,
Urban's
and that's the only one other than who made it. Ethan Hainline made it last year. But how you make all-district too is coaches like myself go meet. We all meet together from the same district, so we're in the southernmost district.
voting in.
Yeah, and all the coaches had to vote. What makes it difficult is we're in the southernmost district. We don't play the teams in the very south of the state, like the Evansvilles and the Jaspers. And so all these coaches know each other, know their teams in and out. They don't know us. So I have to go down there and basically beg and plead and tell them how good we are. But they don't really realize it because they don't play us.
Well, that's kind of unfair.
They drew the line right. The other Franklin's down there, Center Grove, Whiteland.
Like
And-
south of Morgan County South.
And what happens is there's like 5 teams out of 45 teams down there, like in the fourth district that we have played against. And so I've had a couple coaches will kind of be like, yeah, they're the real deal, stuff like that. But the idea is to try to get more notoriety for these guys in here because they're a lot better than a lot of people realize, and
I want to.
it's not going to take very long for people to realize it, though.
I want to ask boys this. And you can all speak freely whenever you want here. All of you started soccer at a young age. Did you play other sports? Did you want to be involved in other sports, or was it soccer from the get-go?
I started out with soccer, baseball, and basketball. And I played basketball up until about 6th grade, and then played baseball until about 8th grade. And what killed it for me was just like coaches. I had a couple bad coaches
Which happens.
for a couple of years, and so I just kind of lost that like love of that sport and really focused on soccer more.
Yeah, man.
He just loves his coach so much in
That's
soccer.
it.
So
You can get a bad coach every now and then. No. Anybody else? Anyone? One?
I played soccer and basketball was probably my main sport until I got to high school. And then the environment, the players, the coaches, all that changed. And I just wasn't liking the change, and I liked the environment that the soccer team gave me. So I kind of made that switch. Started to focus on soccer at my high school.
But you bring up a valid point. And this is why athletics and music, all that is associated with schools, so valid. If you would have, if there wasn't another avenue to go to, and you didn't want to play basketball, who knows what happens? I thank God I had football back then. Right, fellas. Kentucky.
he's on his way to Florida.
Wow. It's gonna rain in Florida all week. I'm just throwing that out there. No. I played football, and I think I was 5'8", 5'9". I was good at basketball, but we had guys over 6'4". I wasn't gonna play basketball. Wasn't a chance. I'm not gonna wrestle. None of that. So those were the big three: basketball, baseball, football, and wrestling. So if I wouldn't have had football, who knows what could happen to me? And that happens a lot, and a lot of these kids fall into cracks, and it's the drugs, and then it's a tough, and that's just the way it is in life. And so be proud that you've all taken this step. Same thing I told the girls. You guys are taking the step to get above and beyond that. Structured program. You've got tutors, you got people pulling for you, loving you. So it's very important for kids your guys' age to have an avenue, whether it be playing in the band or the swim team or the football team or the soccer team. That's important stuff. Good to know.
One of our big things is we do a lot together as a team, like the chemistry, the camaraderie, the family feel. That's one of the big things that I want to bring to it, and these kids do a really good job. I mean, they're all friends outside of soccer. Yeah. They do things together without me. Like we go to an Indy 11 or an IU game every year together. They've all been at my house swimming in my
Indy
pool.
11, that's the soccer team in Indianapolis.
It is
correct. Okay.
correct. These guys all come over to my house. Like we have team dinners and they swim in my pool and stuff, and they hang out with my family, and that togetherness.
I've not even swam in his pool.
You'd sink to the bottom, I think. You just drown.
I can't swim.
That togetherness feel like that's what helps. I mean, it translates to the field for sure. Like that togetherness leads to positive results on the field.
Well, sure.
And like I said, these guys have won a lot of games anyway, but we're going to win more games because of what they've done in the off season and how they've worked and how they work together.
Though, it's you're building it. You can see
well,
that.
and I tell them really the goal is for them to grow as humans. Like it's like turning these guys into young men ready to take some life lessons on, and that's playing on the soccer field helps with what we do. And they all, it's really fun to see. Like we had our alumni game a couple weeks ago. I've been around long enough coaching still. It's fun to see the guys come back that are in their, mid-20s.
That stuff's important.
Yeah. It's fun for these guys to play against them, and it's fun as a coach to see the guys return and see what they're up to and see how they're being successful in their lives.
Who's
in their
the
own
seniors
way.
again? Give me a hand raise. College aspirations to play soccer or no?
I do not plan on playing soccer in college.
Okay.
I do.
You do? Yeah. got an idea yet where you're looking at?
He's got one spot. He could.
I do have an offer at Manchester University.
There you go. Man, you.
That's
all you got to say.
But I'm still researching schools. I got about 10 other schools I'm trying to look at. I'm hoping to get offers from there as well.
That's fantastic.
I would probably like to run in college.
He's going to run in college.
State champion of the mile?
Yep.
Yeah.
He's going to run.
And maybe play soccer.
He'll run.
What was the other senior? Either one of you guys both senior? No,
we have one other senior, Damian Brewer, who does a really good job for us too, but he couldn't make it tonight.
What position does he play?
He's one of those. He can either play off to the side, like on the winger, wing
Athlete,
back,
athlete,
or
athlete.
striker forward. That's a
Now, do you have to turn in a card like baseball and say, "Here's my team on the field, pregame or anything"?
no, and you don't have to like register yourself or anything like. No, you don't have to do any of that. It's all free flowing.
Don't make me.
Yeah,
Is that a yellow card?
fluorescent.
Do you guys? We're gonna rehash this. You only see it in when I watch the World Cup or something like that. Explain to the fans what a red card is and a yellow card is.
You want me to do it?
Anybody want to take that?
Those two over there could, because they get them all the time. Yellow cards. They don't get red cards. They don't get red
So
cards.
these
They
two are
get
the
yellow.
aggressive ones then.
They have to be. They're
I
defenders.
like it.
They have to be.
So you like the contact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like the bullpen, a linebacker. Somebody crosses your face, you take
take
it
them
down.
out. That's
there
what they
you go. I like it. It's good stuff.
Soccer's a contact sport, Kevin. I promise.
Yes and no. Well, when we played in 8th grade, it was all contact, but I wish it was a little more contact, honestly.
There's a lot more than you think. I promise. I promise.
You ain't hitting people. You ain't having fun.
See this? I like this guy.
Yeah.
That needs. I've got a printer that needs to be on the shirt. If you ain't hitting people, you ain't having fun.
Yellow. I've told you, yellow cards. Think of it like a flagrant fouls or technical fouls in basketball. Like a flagrant 1 would be a yellow card. Flagrant 2 is a red card. If you get 2 yellow cards in the same game, it turns into a red card and you're ejected. So same idea. If you get 2 technical fouls, you're
Carry over to
ejected.
the next game.
Not in the realm of where you get 1 in one game, get 1 the next game, and you're out that game. But there is a
No, I meant the red card. Let's say you get red card.
yes, red card is an automatic suspension for another game afterwards.
Really?
Yeah. Yellow
It's
cards.
kind of harsh.
There's yellow cards accumulate. So if you get 5 yellow cards in a season, you have to sit out a game. So that game, you get your 5th yellow card in the season. Next game, you're out.
Really?
You didn't know that?
I had no idea.
Well,
these two act like they knew that right off the bat. So.
they get close to being suspended
Right.
sometimes.
So here's the penalty that I always see is somebody's running ahead of the pack with the ball, and somebody comes in and takes their legs out, and it seems like it's a penalty every time. They're like, oh, they were going for the ball. No, they went for the legs. Isn't that a judgment call anyway?
Yeah,
and
but
then you're basing this individual's getting kicked out of a game off a judgment.
Nah. If they get the ball first and it takes their legs out because they go through the ball, it's not a foul.
Go first, guys.
They know.
I know.
Yeah.
I know a little too well.
They know.
Who's the fastest on the team?
Well, that depends on what kind of speed you're talking about, I think.
Straight line speed. Come on.
Sprint,
yes.
It's honestly,
Who's the quickest on the team? How about that?
it's close. Like I said, best long distance runners, obviously,
Well, I was
that
gonna
one. Like
say,
for like
I
a
mean,
game.
That's a given.
But we got a lot. We got a lot of speed. We really do. And I said, Luke over there is
I would
pretty
say
quick.
Luke.
I said, Luke
I
over
would
there is
honestly
pretty
say
quick.
Luke.
You wouldn't think it. Yeah, he goes. I mean, really, everybody in here is pretty quick. We got Will Payton's fast. Elijah's fast.
Can you run with them?
And I beat them all in the 45-minute run minus 2 people, but he wasn't there, so it would have been 3. Would have been 3. I beat everybody but 3 people out of 31.
You guys let that old man beat you?
Long distance. It's long distance. I
He
can't
was
beat him.
threatening us.
I can't beat
You pass me, you're out.
That's how I get in trouble. Don't be sorry.
Right. Somebody be like, I heard the coach over there.
But no, I couldn't tell you really. We got and that's what I'm saying. Like we can compete with anybody. A lot of people don't. A lot of times when we play those upper level teams, like they don't expect it either. That's what it kind of gives us that advantage where we can surprise some people.
Okay, who do you guys hate playing against? Who's your biggest rivalry? I know Mooresville, but we're spilling it. Let's hear it.
Plainfield or Franklin?
There we go.
Dude, what about South?
Yeah.
South, man.
I told Kevin
Yes.
before you guys got in here. My only thing with South right now is we haven't beaten South in so long.
We're gonna beat him this year.
I'm with you on that,
Write
but
that down.
it's just really hard to say
Where's the
they're our
South game
rivals
at?
when we haven't beaten them.
Where's the South game at?
It's at South this year. No, it's not. No, it's not. I lied.
It's at home.
It's at home. It's at home. The only reason why I said that is the last time we played them, it was at home, and that was in sectionals. The regular season game's at home.
South's
That-
always been our rival. at
You should.
everything.
That's the game you should come live stream. They're top. They'll be top 10 in the state anyway
what,
too.
What
So
date is that?
I'm
He's
thinking
gotta
like
go.
Whiteland, coach.
that's senior night, so that won't be a bad night to do either.
Whiteland?
Yeah, but that's at the
No,
end of the
we gotta come
year.
watch South.
That's at the end of the year. I think so. It should be 2 weeks from Tuesday.
What is the date? The 10th.
So we play the 15th. It should be the 29th, I believe, because it's the
End of the
third
month.
week of the season.
Don't let me
29th.
forget.
Let me triple check before. I'm
We'll
pretty
have,
sure it's 29th.
we'll have a college football show before then.
You think so?
Yeah. It starts for that weekend.
But we play them on the 29th at home. It's a Tuesday night.
In the South, did they come up with all their pep buses and all their fans or anything like that?
They
They brought pizza last year.
They did bring
They brought
2 years ago.
pizza.
2 years ago.
They-
That was 2 years ago.
Two
They like
years
hung out
ago.
after they beat us and like ate their pizza.
That's
and-
rubbing it right in your
Yeah.
face.
They also, well, the biggest thing that frustrated me. So we played a heck of a game in the sectional against them. That like we had a home sectional last year, drew the best team in the sectional first round, and
South best team in the sectional.
yeah, they didn't win our section, but they were the best team in our sectional. That doesn't necessarily mean
Why are you guys in a sectional with a school that's 3,000 more people?
well. South actually isn't that much bigger than we are.
They've
But
lost a lot of kids.
Center Grove, it's because there's only 3 classes in soccer because none of the schools have soccer yet, so
Okay.
it's not separated into
Okay.
more classes. But we played a heck of a game. We actually played better than they did. We had more shots on target. Kind of like some things you can track to say, hey, like you probably had a better chance to win that game. I lost 2-1. In the article that their coach, all he could talk about was how crappy the field conditions were and how crappy the field was, blah, blah, blah. Didn't give us any credit of how we played.
Who's
And
your coach?
he's a good guy. I actually like him. But it just drove me nuts, that article. That article
You tell me-
drove me
You
nuts.
tell me off air, or I can Google it. One of the.
That's you can just Google it. That's fine. But I'm just saying that's the kind of stuff that happens. It's never we don't get the credit. It's never these guys. It's never because hey they're good too. It's it was something else. It was the weather. It was this. It was that.
Wasn't it the other Bloomington team that came up to you afterwards and said something about the fields?
North.
They all wanted to say stuff. Bloomington South has one of the worst fields in the state too, by the way. So
It's like this.
Yeah.
Where do they play?
they play at their high school, and you would
I
think
mean, at the football field, or is there?
no, if they have a soccer field,
Do they?
it's not in good condition.
It's
No.
terrible.
Yeah.
Is it?
I don't care that our field wasn't great last year. Well, it wasn't horrible. It's not the best condition either. But we played on that
I
field
spent
too.
many days out there playing kickball in 8th grade PE.
It's-
You guys feel that, so I don't want to hear that. It's a good field.
I'm just saying I don't like when you don't give the kids credit that deserve the kids credit.
Right.
Like they
2 to
play.
1.
They
You
and,
guys
and-
each played on the same field,
right.
correct?
We were there the same. We're in the same field. We outplayed them. Doesn't mean you win when you outplay.
That happens.
You see it in soccer all the time. It just happened to the U.S. women the other night when they got knocked out in PKs. They had 70% possession of the ball. They had 20 shots to 2 shots. But they didn't score any of those
Ball
shots.
wouldn't go into the goal.
Yeah. Then they go to PKs and they lost.
Who's your best PK?
I've only taken like 3 though.
And you're 3 for 3. He's the only one in here that.
That's 1,000%.
He's the only one in here.
Uh-oh.
They're looking at
You
him.
hit a soft spot.
Last
He's
year-
a defender.
The defenders are some of the best PK takers a lot of times. Like you look at professional level, like
But
they'll,
he's out there cleaning people's clock.
he is.
You know what I mean?
Listen, here,
He's got
here-
the arm-
I'll
the
tell you the
elbow
story.
pads on.
Let me tell you. We don't wear pads, but he doesn't need pads. He's knocking people out. Here's the story. Perry Meridian's always top 15 in the state too. They're in our conference, so we play them
You
every
guys
year.
played what, top 20 teams?
We
every
play, yeah,
week?
we have a hard schedule.
Okay.
We got some easier opponents too. We have a hard schedule. We do, but we played them last year. They're like I said, if they win the conference. It's a big game for them. Like I said, they're really good. They're like last year. I think they finished 13-3 or something like that. And we're playing them to a 0-0 game. There's like 7 minutes left. They score a late goal. It's 1-0. In conference last year, if you tie, you go to PKs. He was playing center back. I actually slid Luke forward because I was like, we got to get a goal. Like we have 5 minutes left. He actually scores the goal, ties the game 1-1. We end up going to extra time. Nobody scores. They go to PKs. He missed his PK in the PK, so we lost to him in PKs. That's why they're all looking at him. But
Throwing a man under the bus.
I'm not.
there.
Like, he's the one that got us.
Without him, you're not there.
You're absolutely right because he plays defense too. So he kept the team that averaged 3.5 goals a game to 1 goal in more than a game.
He went above and beyond.
And he scored our goal to
And
tie it.
basically, when I see PK, everybody's like,
That's that's
no soft spot there, huh?
But listen, we
guys are real
tied.
tight.
We
I can
tied.
tell.
We tied the. Yeah, it's like brothers. That's what you do. You give your brothers a hard time. We tied the top 10 team in the state. Like it was that was probably our best game last year. What sucked is that we went to PKs and lost, so it's like everybody was kind of down after the game, and I would like now this year in conference we don't go to PK, so if you tie, you just tie, and we would have been at a higher.
I didn't know.
You don't like that?
No, I don't like that. I think no matter what game it is, like there should just be a winner. Like
Oh.
I don't care if it
100%.
counts or not. I don't want to tie. I want to.
100%. You play what 90 minutes?
This is America. This is Americans for you for soccer. That's it's done by a point system. Hockey used to do it too. What are you shaking my head?
I hate it.
They changed it to overtime
There are no
losses or
ties
whatever.
that- I can't stand it in football. What do they do?
There is ties in football.
I hate it. What do they do now? They put a runner on second in baseball.
To try to get
ridiculous.
But the hockey used to do that, but now they do like overtime losses, don't they? For that third column where you get a point for an overtime loss.
don't know.
I'm right. You just see you're a hockey guy. You don't even know that.
Whatever.
But
Just stay in the crease.
they do a point system where if you tie, you get a point. If you win, you get 3 points. That's just how it is, which is fine. It would have benefited us against Perry. We would have gotten a point. We didn't get a point.
You. I don't want to hear it. I agree with you. You got to play it out.
In sectionals, that's what happens. So if you tie, you play extra time.
But that makes the regular season kind of worthless.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
We could tie and have 0-0 and 8 or whatever. How many games you play?
Yeah, and you get 8 points, and then it's a point system.
Didn't
So
think I knew that, did you?
it's a point system.
Okay.
Actually, the rest of the world does win, tie, loss. We do win, loss, tie. Do you know that? Yeah. So like if you see if you're watching a British show and they show a record for a football team, soccer team. I said football like we're in England now. You show a record for a soccer team. It'll go
football.
We don't call it football now.
Okay, good. Put it in the show. There's a big debate though. The Europeans, real football is played over here.
Everybody.
To me, the real football is what they play down in Australia with the rugby stuff. I played that for like a week in the Army, and that is one of the most physical games I've ever. And I'm not a big dude, and half the team was monsters. And I mean, you talk about guys cleaning your.
They don't wear pads in rugby at all
No,
either. It's
not at all.
They're just beating each other.
And you're standing there, and somebody pitches the ball. You're like, oh boy, you better run now.
To me though. That's what I'm telling you. These people don't understand with soccer. Like, these guys are going to run 5 or 6 miles a game.
Yeah, that's,
easily.
And you ever
and you
put that
got
on the watch.
No, that we can't do that kind of we're not allowed to. But
No, like in practice.
They would have to track it themselves. They could.
Anybody ever tracked it without him knowing it? Come on.
I actually did. I got like one of those chest that you put over like a chest strap. It looked like a bra. It was
Sports
kind of
bra.
weird. And it has like this little chip that you put in the back, and you could start it. And I think it was like 4.5 miles.
Which, granted, we're not running constantly at practice. Like, there's a lot of downtime at practice compared to a game. So
Nick says it should be. But
he's right.
Well,
I'm saying when you run 6 miles, when you're running 6 miles over in 80 minutes, and you're getting clocked by our center backs a couple times, like that's your body hurts after a while. Like it's hard on your body. he dislocated some kid's knee in that Warsaw tournament.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
You're a menace.
Tough enough, man.
I don't know what to tell you.
I'm a linebacker.
Friendly, right?
Who do you guys follow pro wise, or do you follow pro soccer or European soccer, or whatever it's called now?
Oh,
Anybody?
there's pro soccer in every part of the world.
Okay, I'm sorry. Not on my Instagram. So
those two definitely do. I feel like Martin. I feel like Martin does.
Like an Al Nassr fan. Just because of
That's-
Ronaldo.
well, yeah. What team do you follow?
Al Nassr.
That's the Saudi Arabian team that
Okay.
Ronaldo joined.
Also, Ronaldo's on that team now.
I'm a huge Ronaldo guy. Love Ronaldo.
Nick, both his daughter play soccer. So what about you, Diego? Don't follow anybody really?
I would say Bayern Munich.
German team.
Anybody?
Really?
Bayern Munich just got Harry Kane, I'm pretty sure, from Tottenham. He's supposed to decide today.
Yes.
Oh, they're so good.
I know, he's supposed to. They were saying he was going to. Anyway,
Get them started on the. Yeah, Mr. Dr. Applegate, right there.
I haven't seen Brandon in years.
He is a
Physical therapist, isn't
yes,
he?
He's more than that. He's got like 12 titles. He's been in here several times.
Yeah. Got some doctorates and stuff. Yeah, I haven't seen Brandon in a long time.
There's a lot of.
Diego, you need that.
Yeah, Diego's had a bum hamstring for about
There you go,
6 years.
Brandon.
So
Message Willie, get helping Diego. He's
I-
got his own place now down in Bloomington. He had
Has
it
he?
up here for a while. I think it's in Bloomington now. Am I correct on that, Brandon? Hamstring trains and soccer player.
he has literally had a bad hamstring since I've known him, I think. So
Gentleman right there.
yeah, you need it. Whatever the Copenhagen plank progression is, let's get on it.
I know. I was gonna say. I don't chew Copenhagen, but I give it a shot. What about the defenders? You guys follow anybody teams wise?
Nope.
No, they're like football. That's what we follow.
I'll tell you right now, though, who everybody should follow around here is IU. I use pre-ranked
But
number.
they're always tough.
They're pre-ranked too, second in the nation again, like they always are.
Reach out to me and I can tell you more about it. But yeah, I'm in Bloomington. There you go.
Thank you for correcting that, Brandon. I appreciate it.
I text even out, and sometimes it'll be IE. It just depends what mood I'm in. So, yeah, I use rank top 5, top 3
every year.
Every year.
They were national runner-up again last year. They're pre-ranked second again.
They're always stacked.
They're good all the time.
You take them down and watch games?
We usually do. We're not gonna be able to make it down there this year, but that's what we went to an Indy 11 game. So
yeah, can't go to an IU game.
It doesn't. There's not a lot of weekday games and Sunday games, and the only couple of Fridays were away. The only home Friday game was homecoming for Martinsville, so I wasn't gonna do that to them to where they couldn't go to their homecoming.
Right. Okay. Big question. Since you just brought this up with the new stuff going on in college, and this was my take on it, and I've seen several others. I understand the football and the basketball; they're gonna travel the country anywhere. But you got softball and you got soccer and stuff like that.
That's an English team. Okay.
Those kids have to travel to USC and you play. And
I know.
I don't
know.
And see, like the football team and the basketball teams, they get chartered flights and everything's. Here's your steak and here's this and that. The girls' softball team, the swim teams, the soccer teams. Hey, you're gonna catch the flight out of Indianapolis, drive flying coach out to the West Coast.
I'll ask him in a couple years, see how he's doing.
Yeah.
Be
ready for the 11 to get their new stadium downtown.
Yes, everybody. Yes. It's super. It's nice at IUPUI, but it'll be nicer when they have a nice big stadium. I say that because Martin's getting recruited by a high-level D1 school, so we'll see.
I was gonna say.
We'll see how he's doing here in a couple of years, and I'll let you know how it does.
Who's recruiting you?
Are you allowed to say
I
that?
don't know if I could say that.
Okay,
That's it. I don't know if he's allowed to say that. That's why I just.
Yeah, it's a big time no.
Yeah.
That's the last thing we need, and Porch time be the one to get you guys in trouble.
Yeah.
That wouldn't look good on the resume.
That's a. Give it and whatever happens, I guess.
Where's the stadium going to be downtown? I know I said IUPI, but where at though? In proximity?
It's just south of the zoo, I believe.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Along
on
White
the
River?
on the other side of White River,
Okay.
like the White River.
So you're going to have Victory Field.
They're all like in the same,
boom, boom.
yeah,
That's
same
good,
general
though.
area. Yeah, it's good.
And if we could get a professional baseball team,
Well, I think that's why Indy 11 is doing this. Is the next time the MLS expands, which is the highest level for Major League Soccer.
understand that.
I'm just for your, for the viewers.
whatever.
I think they want to be the next. They want to be part of the next expansion. I explain this to you. Every other place in the world, you can get promoted. So if like you're in the second level and you win it, you get promoted to the highest
Right,
level.
you did.
But in American soccer, it doesn't work that way. So
Think we'll eventually go to European style with rules.
if we ever do that, it'll be far from now. There's too much money and stuff and everything the way it is here right now. It'd
Really?
be hard to change. It'd be hard to change. We don't have there's too much money in the upper levels and not enough in the middle level. Like Indy 11 has a stadium at a college right now. So it's like even if they got promoted, how would they be an MLS team? They don't have a.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like there's too much of a discrepancy.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
You don't think I know.
I figured
Cincinnati is a B. Soccer?
in the MLS. I actually don't follow the MLS enough to know.
Really?
No.
Kind of shocked at that. You follow European stuff.
Well, almost everything else. Yeah, European's the biggest.
Where the best players are at.
What they always say.
Didn't the United
Except
States
for
just
Messi.
pick up? I was going to say
Messi.
Florida, or
Miami.
something?
Miami, yeah.
Is that a money move, or is that hey, I'm retired now, I'm going to go to the States and chill and play in Miami?
I think it was a little bit of both, but he's showing how much the MLS needs to grow a little bit because he's just come in and just starting. I mean,
Is he dominating?
he's just killing everybody
Really?
already. He's got like 8 goals in 6 games or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. And they were the worst team, and they're the worst team in the MLS. And they're about to win. There's a thing called a Leagues Cup where they play. It's every team in North America
So
playing.
is it because European countries and all around the world has been playing this game for 300 years, and we've been playing it for 50?
Well, it's how we treat other sports is how they treat soccer. So, like, you handpick baseball players, and they start doing it at age 6 in these big programs and things, and they are Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba.
When I was stationed in Germany, there was weekends where they would thing where soldiers could stay with a German family.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, maybe Baden, I forget where. It was a pretty nice city, and stay there on the weekend. That is staying in the barracks and swimming beverage all day. So you don't do that. So you go and you stay with this family, and they're up, entire family. I don't know this. They're putting on a show for me not, but it was well rehearsed, and you'll see where I'm going with this in a minute. 7 a.m. All ate breakfast together, and it was pretty much ate cheese, bread, and like sausages, like we would pepperonis and stuff like that. You salami, you know what I mean? That's what they ate, and then the son's gonna go on a 5-mile run. The mom's gonna go bike and swim. The dad's gonna go on a run. They don't have any of that.
Yeah.
None of that. College football, no college basketball, nothing. But that's all they do. That's all. That's the whole community did it. We went out and about, and they're like, "Do you want to go run?" It's like, "Not really. I do that 5 days a week. On the weekend, I'm normally chilling somewhere, you know." But they did. That's all they did. That's what they used to do. I don't know about now, but their whole families. That's what they did, and they played soccer. Every one of them, boys and girls, and that was their sport. That was their baseball. That was their basketball. That was football.
And that's what I'm saying. If you look, we're the best of the world in football and basketball for the most part.
All of them played soccer.
Yeah, but they play soccer.
And they did. There was a lot of triathlons. Like every month, they had a different one. Any of the cities that are along the river or waterway, instantly, you're gonna bike, you're gonna run, you're gonna swim. It's interesting. It's all soccer over there. It's all big business. You guys excited to get the season going? Defense is. I know they're gonna be fired up. Gotta get them some shirts, man.
We have shirts.
No, I'm talking
white and blue shirts.
talking about.
I'm getting them some
Force
ports.
time shirts that I don't know if we can though. Gotta be careful.
I got them. I get them stuff all the time.
I can wear them in here.
I tell them
They can't say that to me.
I'm kidding. I was gonna say I tell them they're lucky they have me as a coach.
Can you feel the love in the room
Oh,
tonight?
I'm
kid?
just kidding. Anybody?
How many assistants you got?
One, just Stringer.
That's it?
Yep.
How long's he been a coach?
When I first started helping out Urban, he was also helping.
Assistant.
Yeah, he's a year above me. We played together in high school.
Who's your JV coaches?
Him.
What about freshmen?
We don't have freshmen. There's just 2 coaches in the program. There's
That's
nobody
it?
else. Just me and Stringer.
No, it's junior high.
Well, yes, there's a junior high team, and
There is now?
Yeah.
Really?
It wasn't.
there was when they
it
came
we
through.
went through.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Who was the coaches then?
It was Corey Hamblin.
Okay.
Yeah.
He just
He's
had he just had a kid graduate though, but it's Todd Kramer now. He does a really good job too.
Okay. The program's come a long way.
Oh, it's like I said, it looks like I've been doing something, but I haven't had to because
You gotta take the credit though.
well, these guys are really good. Don Lips has done phenomenal at the Y.
Don has done wonders.
Todd Kramer's done phenomenal at the middle
people
school.
want to give Don a lot of crap, and the things that he's done at the YMCA,
Oh, it's phenomenal.
he's planted the seed, and he's not going to reap that benefit for 5, 10, 15 years down the road.
No.
When you get guys like this that have all been through the system.
Right. They all play well.
Poor
Not
Sam
all of them,
sponsored
but a
that
lot of these guys
couple
play at the
years
middle
ago.
school. You played for the middle school team. Did you? Yeah. I don't know. You didn't really go to middle school here, so that's why you didn't play middle school.
I did. I've lived here my entire life and didn't.
We don't.
I didn't know there was a middle.
No.
Crazy.
It's only been around for 7 years, probably. Like
We started.
yeah, I was gonna say it was 6 years. I was gonna
We
say
started
5 or
6th
6
grade.
years. Yeah. So it hasn't been around for super long.
All right, I got to ask you this, and then we'll get out
I
of
was
here.
gonna say it is school night, Kevin.
9:00. I mean, Coach got him in bed checking 10:30.
Yeah, we got lights out at 9:30.
Wow, really? We're gonna drag this out now.
Wow.
Like these guys are gonna rush home and go to bed right now.
You'd be surprised. They got a good group of kids. Some of them will.
9:30.
Some will play
Not
Fortnite
this
all
side
night,
of the
but
fence, I'm
no.
telling you right now, they're gonna go out and look at the people. Shoes, soccer shoes. Is it
Boots.
boots?
That's what they call them around the world.
Boots?
We just call them cleats. But I'm saying, like, if you're not American, they call them boots.
Seriously?
Swear.
That makes no sense. Definition of a boot.
I couldn't
is
tell you the
number one
actual
top soccer shoe.
Well, soccer's not in anybody's definition besides ours because it's not used anywhere. So, all right,
So
ask your
your
question.
Boots that you wear. Does everybody have artificial fields that you play on now?
No,
No.
it's growing though. We'll probably play half our games on turf.
But it coaches South Florida soccer. So do you have to switch shoes? Same boots will go for either field.
There
Yeah,
are
you-
different types though.
Yeah, I figured
You
so.
can, but you don't have to. Our cleats aren't metal or anything, so you can wear the same cleats you would wear on the
Is it
grass
turf
field.
shoe? Is it basically
There are
shoe?
turf shoes that you can get and things
Yeah.
like that, but your normal cleats will work on the turf too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ever kick field goals?
I tried.
Can you?
I can, yeah.
Anybody?
Every
the high school team always.
one
picks
of our sophomores is kicking for that
yeah,
football
they kick
team.
and boot too.
Yeah.
He's good.
Every good professional kicker is a soccer background too. We've talked
Yeah.
about this.
Yep.
Right?
And even the punters now are even.
There was when they do the American tour all the time. Where these teams come to America, these club teams. Real Madrid's my favorite club team. Sergio Ramos, Spanish guy. He was at Philadelphia Eagles camp. This is like 8-9 years ago. But he had never kicked a football in his life, and he kicked a 50-yarder his first time he ever tried to kick a football.
Yeah, I mean, if you go 9 for 10 for 50 yards, they're gonna be like, "Hey, can you sign
That's
right
right.
here?
Yeah,
It's $6
he
million."
makes a little more money playing soccer though. Their money's. I promise.
You're gonna walk out there 4 times a game and make $6 million, and sit over there and look at your phone the rest of the game, or run up down the field soccer. I mean,
He didn't care.
endorsements too. Get bigger endorsements in Europe? Really?
With soccer, for sure. For sure. You think kickers in America are getting more endorsements than high-level soccer players?
Pat, what's his name? Does I bet
Now
that he runs his
McAfee,
mouth.
but yeah, it wasn't from his punting. That's not that he was a bad punter,
No,
but
it was for his tackling and his
Yeah,
swag.
yeah.
So
no, they make more money over
they
there.
make quarterback money in soccer. I believe that. Guys, got anything you want to add or say before we close it out? First game's win.
Next Tuesday.
Who you got?
Edgewood.
Edgewood/Ellettsville.
First home game Tuesday, the 22nd.
And who is that?
Shelbyville. Come support. Come see the new field. He's right. Talk about guys getting yellow cards, red cards. Ramos is one of the
100 million plus
easy. Not just their salary, but I'm saying their
endorsements.
endorsements.
How much was Ronaldo's? It was like a billions.
130.
It was.
That's with a. I'm saying even before this, like if you look at when the Forbes releases their
Sure.
like Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, these are all soccer. They're all in the top
It's still
15.
It's still Tiger and Michael. Guys.
And when Floyd Mayweather fights, he's in the top.
Floyd's in the top 5 too.
When he fights, if he doesn't fight, he's
Michael's
not.
still in top 5 or 6, and he hasn't played since what 93.
It's because
'97?
Jordan's the biggest brand in the
Yeah, he's
world.
the man.
You know, he's PSG jerseys are Jordan brand. That's a French soccer team.
Really?
Yeah.
Still.
I agree.
Last thing. What always kills me is I had some English friends growing, military and stuff. Soccer, the passion those guys. Say to TV. This fight's in the stands, and I mean it's.
They call them hooligans.
Oh yeah, I mean it's crazy.
Yeah.
They live for it.
Yeah.
The entire cities, all these cities.
Well, it's kind of like you think how crazy people are about like the Super Bowl and stuff. That's just this is what it is for them.
But I get this. It's a Super Bowl.
Well,
These are every weekend things type of deal.
that's what
every
it is. It's a
weekend,
big
every
deal.
Yeah, it'd be like
Well-
Martinsville and Mooresville, and then we'd meet once a month or 2 times a month in a soccer match.
It's not 2 times a month. It's twice a season.
You think? Seems
It-
like more than that. But okay, what it is like they played Mooresville this week, and then they would play Eminence, and then they
Yeah.
would play Monrovia.
Yeah, it's a lot of local.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're beating the crap out of each other.
That's what it is.
Love it. Anything, boys? Got anything? Good luck to you. Very nice meeting all of you. You got a good team here, bunch of good
A
guys,
fantastic team.
and we will get out there and cover one game. And on time, weather, of course, you know that. He knows I'm going to do football games, and we're going to do on the road games this year. We're not going to press box. We're going to sit in the bleach and take my broken pad and just sit. Have fun with it. As long as we don't get in trouble. Gentlemen, good luck to you all. We'll bring you back in after the season before you go get the sectional championship. And we'll probably get down there to that South game. And
Thank you.
hey, that is my honor. I love having you guys in. It's good to open up. Some of you guys don't get the pub you deserve. You guys train harder than anybody, probably. I mean, a football guy here, I'm telling you what, I wouldn't want to do with you.
They make.
I'd rather-
the football team makes comments about it when we're running.
I would rather get hit 1,000 times than have to run 7-8 miles. Trust me. I'd like to hit 1,000 times. All right, Willie, got anything you want to add?
Nope. Thanks for having us again.
When we go see you again?
Whenever you get the rest of the gang to come out.
When's college football start?
I don't know.
Yes.
I really don't. I really don't. I
First
swear.
weekend of September.
Something like that usually.
Yeah, it's
I'm more worried about Tuesday night.
I'm
so.
sorry. That's right.
That's
I'll text you later. Notre Dame opens up it. Guys, thanks for tuning in tonight. What's today? Thursday?
Yeah, the 10th.
I think I'll be back on tomorrow night. There's some stuff going on down at Gather on Barbecue. We might be down live down there for a little bit. Martinsville does have a preseason game tomorrow night against Columbus East.
I think, for football,
Yes,
right?
and then
Columbus East.
we will not be live there, but the following weekend Bedford comes to town. We'll be live there, and so I'll be talking it up all week. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow night.